Our speaker earned 26 medals for valor during his service to our country. He was promoted to the rank of colonel in 1969 and retired with 29 years of distinguished service in 1973. He's a Tuskegee Airman and a man I'm most honored to introduce, Colonel Ernest Craigwell, Jr.
Because I move around, a moving target is harder to hit. Fighter pilot talk. Thank you for inviting me to be with you, to share with you today these thoughts that I have. I'm probably not going to tell you anything that you never heard before. The only difference is that I'm telling them to you in this particular context, and I'm the one doing it. So there's no surprises. I don't have any secrets. I just want to talk about remembrances. This is a great time to remember. And if you and I don't remember, then the story gets lost. Then my children got to tell you, what did the old man say? And they can't say it as good as I can say it. And so it's vitally, vitally important that we, the living and the breathing, tell these stories, get them on tape recordings, because that's our history. The good, the bad, the ugly is history. Like it or not, it's history. Yes, I'm a Tuskegee Airman, and I don't want to harp on that for too long, just a historical aspect. Okay, yeah. World War II came, and we were tired of digging ditches and shoveling shovels in World War I and parts of World War II, so we wanted to fly. We wanted to be a fighter pilot. Fighter pilot is the epitome of combat. That's easy for me to say it, but it really is true. We're the pointy end of the stick. And that was rather audacious, and a lot of folks didn't want that. A lot of the people in Congress didn't want us to do that. The four-star general in charge of the Army Air Corps at that time, Ab Arnold, said, quote, "I don't want no colored men flying my airplanes. I'm colored." And yet here you say, this guy that stole part of my speech said, I got 400 combat missions. Well, how did that happen? This four-star didn't want it, and here I stand with it, huh? Well, we fought. We had a phrase saying we fought on two fronts. We fought the Axis powers, Germans, Japanese, whoever. And we fought America. We fought America for the honor and for the privilege to fight for America without a shovel in our hand. Nothing wrong with shovels, but we wanted a gun. My father kind of started me on some of that. He went up San Juan Hill. Some of you don't know San Juan Hill. That's the Spanish-American War, 1901, Teddy Roosevelt. 9th and 10th Cavalry, the cavalry was horse people. That was the equivalent of fighter pilots in those days. They were all colored. They left their horses here in the country. They had been out west working between the Indians and the settlers, trying to keep that peace and so forth. When that war started, they left their horses, went down to Florida, cut across to Cuba, and went up and fought and beat the Spaniards and ran them out of Cuba and all that sort of stuff. Very honorable piece of history. I don't know much about World War I. I don't have any family members that I remember. But then we fast forward to World War II. And I had brothers and cousins and uncles and family members going. Now, I was a runt of the litter. I didn't turn 18 until October of 1944. So all the other guys had gone. Yeah, I sound prejudiced, ladies. Well, in those days it was guys. But there were ladies also. Okay, I'm still learning. And you would think, as I thought, that, boy, I own the streets now. Hot diggities, I got all the things I need. Well, that lasted for about 3 months. And I got damn tired of running up and down the streets like that. And I felt inside my heart, and this is 18 years old talking, that my guys were doing something and I wasn't doing it. And I didn't feel comfortable with that. I got to admit that an 18-year-old, at least me as an 18-year-old, and I don't think 18s today are any different, I cannot say that I was going out to save humanity. And I was going to pull the stars and stripes across the world and all that sort of stuff. I didn't have that nationality. What I wanted was I wanted to be with my people. When I say my people, I'm talking all people fighting this Hitler guy. I read Mein Kampf in high school. I didn't have to. I wanted to know who this guy was. And he was bad news. And even I, as a youngster, knew that better to do it over there than to do it over here. And so it was that context in which I said, hey, let me do some of this. Also, I was very, very interested in aviation. I wanted to fly. That started out from a youngster. I don't know how that came about, but it came about. And Tuskegee was the only place you could fly fighter aircraft. Piper Cubs didn't do much for me. And so that was another reason. So when I turned 18, I went down to Tuskegee and fought in the system. You know, they lose the papers and I failed the tests and all that sort of stuff. But a little bit of stupidity isn't all that bad sometimes. Had I been smarter, I would have gone home and quit and that would have go somewhere else. But I kept going. So a little stupidity isn't all that bad. You're going to climb a tall mountain in life. Start out on a cloudy day. You can only see half the mountain. Now you get up that half of the mountain, and then when the clouds go away, you see the rest of the mountain, but heck, you're already halfway up, so you may as well keep going. Yeah. Wasn't all that bad. But war is a bad thing. And that's something we need to understand as United States citizens. Unfortunately, some of our leadership, some of our civilian leadership, and I'm not anti-leadership, don't get that one, some of our civilian leadership and some of our military leadership and some of the media want us to think that war is a John Wayne movie. For those of you who remember John Wayne. Remember John Wayne? Yeah. Okay, it's not a John Wayne movie. You watch Tom Brokaw at night eating your mashed potatoes and gravy. No. War is the most horrible, filthiest, dirtiest, repulsive, ugliest thing I ever heard of in my life. And I'm a warrior. I've been in 3 wars. I can say it. There's nothing nice about it. And we don't want to do any more of those, and we absolutely have to. And so today we're remembering those who did that. Now before I get into that, let me bypass into something that comes to mind as I see all these white hairs around here. Sure, this is a Congressional Gold Medal, highest medal that Congress gives. Big deal, it is. But I want you people with white hair to remember, those of you who are 80, don't hold your hand up, but those of you who are in your 80s, I'm talking to you now. And I'm saying, okay, so I'm wearing a medal. But I also honor those of you who served during that time. And it didn't have to be in the military. I'm saying you served by virtue that you were in this country doing something during that time. Not everybody can carry the gun, we know that. And so those of you who were serving at that time, I say, hey, you also contributed to this medal. I just wanted to know that for as a byline there. There's nothing nice about war. But by the same token, one of the good things that come out of turmoil, challenging turmoil, is we make progress. Right now we're sitting here at peace and quiet and eating our chicken legs or whatever we might be drinking. And we don't make no progress. Everybody's happy and comfortable. But you let something start happening and turmoil come about, then we come up with thinking about new ideas and new ways to get ahead and do something better. And that's what war does. And it did it for us black folk. We were colored Negroes in those days. Today we're black and African. We change our names every couple of years. No big deal. Same guy, same guy. And so during World War II, we progressed. We colored people at that time, we proved to you white people that we could do everything that you could do. And that we had the feelings for this nation, just like you had the feelings for this nation. And in fact, I have a rather long-winded sentence that I like to sprout out at this time. And that is to remember that World War II was not a white man's war. White, black, yellow, red, brown, men and women fought, bled, and died on the battlefields of the world for us, this way of life. All of us did that. There was no one sector that did it. And we need to recognize and honor all of those people.